Okay, so hello, my name is Juan José Lazo, and today I'm gonna present my position about if the zoos are actually a good or a bad thing. So, actually, I don't think there is an answer, a simple answer to this question because it really depends on a few key factors. As far as I'm concerned, it depends entirely on the zoo and its management and overall purpose. To be honest, I used to think that the zoos were great when I was a child. Basically, I remember going to the zoo with my family and feeling so excited about seeing those beautiful animals up close. But now that I am a little bit older, I see the issue differently because I have started to question whether these places are really beneficial or not. Basically, there are two sides of this debate, and I think both deserve attention. On one hand, there is a strong evidence that proves that many animals in the zoos suffer both physically and mentally issues or problems. For instance, they are taken from the wild and separated from their families to move to an artificial environment, but the problem is that it cannot replicate their original natural habitats. So, as I understand it, this often leads to provoke stress and unusual behavior, and in some cases, even physical harm. For example, like the text said in the form, dolphins and whales in marine parks are forced to perform tricks for audiences, and studies have shown they tend to live shorter lives in captivity, like compared to those in the wild. So personally, I found it a little bit concerning, and I think it raises serious ethical questions about whether we should keep animals in enclosures at all. But at the same time, I also recognize that some zoos do an important work serving practical functions that should not be ignored or criticized. On the other hand, zoos contribute to conservation and research by meaningful ways, you know. So if you ask me, some zoos do an important work that actually helps animals rather than harming them. In particular, they rescue animals that have been like mistreated or abandoned as pets, and they provide a safe environment for them to recover. In addition, they run breeding programs for endangered species, which helps to maintain the genetic diversity, and in some cases allows for reintroduction into the wild. So I think that is a significant contribution because many species will probably disappear without this kind of support. So the question for me is not whether zoos are good or bad in theory, because that is too simplistic. The point I'm trying to make is that we should evaluate each zoo individually and look how they operate and if they actually achieve something important to maintain the life of these of the animals. So yeah, that is my transparent opinion. So thank you.